Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Getzinga, and today I'll be going over cards that I think should be eroded and should come off the list. The reason why I decided to make this video was because of the OCG ban list and how they gave Red Man a new errata. And I figured, why not give a lot of these banned cards erratas? At least this way we can free up space on the ban list, bring healthier cards back to the game, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I put Redman here just as an example. It's gonna get an errata, and I actually really like the errata, and I would love to see it at 3. This card, I used to play it back when I tried to make Rose Dragons before the new Rose Dragon support, so that was fun. Anyways, this card should be a hard once per turn. I mean, I doubt anyone besides me are clamoring to get this card back into the game. But I can see why it's banned and just make it a hard once per turn. That would automatically just make the card better. And by better, I mean not broken. And besides, it got abused by the topologics, which honestly should have been hard once per turns. I don't know what Konami was thinking with those cards. Next, we have Infernity Archfiend. All you need is one, plus we really do not. All you need is one to actually do loops with this card. And we honestly do not need we honestly don't need people searching multiple times a turn with this card and getting all 3 of your Infinity barriers. That's not fun, it's just really degenerate. I feel like if you made this a hard once per turn and brought it back to 3, Inferni players can still play Infernis, but it just won't be as degenerate. Dandelion, I think they should put a restriction on what you can use the tokens for. I feel like they shouldn't be able. I feel like they should errata it to make it so you can't use the tokens for link monsters. At least that way, this would be a very fair form of token generation. I know this is me just being biased because I really like Dandelion. I would like for it to come back, with an errata, of course, and also to make it a hard words per turn. Same with this card, should have been a hard once per turn, like this, so that way it doesn't get used in another FTK. This card, also make it a hard once per turn, that way it would just be a regular Lone Fire Blossom but for frogs. Dragon Rulers, I'm not sure if they can come back. Some people say Blaster can at least come back, but I'm not sure about Tidal or Redox. I can see them possibly coming back to 1, but I wouldn't be too sure about that. Without Electromite, this card isn't as abusable. Same with Double Iris. I probably wouldn't put them to 3, probably to 1 just to be safe. Anyways, this is Unicorn Kieran. I feel like this card. Even without an errata, this card can maybe come back to 1, but if we were to errata it, let's make it so that you can only bounce back itself rather than pendulums in general. At least that way it wouldn't be splashable in pendulum decks. Make this a hard once per turn, so at least that way Guardians can have their card back and potentially get support. And that way, if you make it a hard once per turn, you can't do degenerate loops with it. So there's that. Next, I have Spellbook of Judgment. I didn't think about how. I'm not sure what errata people would actually make to make this card, not broken. Probably add cards up to the number of spell book cards you used minus 1. I think that's like adding a minus 1 at the end would probably make the card a little bit better. Because if you could put plus 1 to, because if you could put plus 1 on certain cards, I'm guessing you could put minus 1 on a card and make it a little more fair. Anyways, we have Firewall Dragon. I'm not sure why they just banned this card. I don't know why they didn't just errata it, because that seems like it would have been way simpler than and just flat out ban it. Rusty Bardique, make it include 2 plus dark monsters, including a Phantom Knight monster. So at least this way you can't cheese it out in decks that have no business summoning it. Then we have Ancient Fairy Dragon. Both effects should have been hard ones per turn. Most of these cards are on the ban list because they weren't hard ones per turns. Supreme Venom. They should have just made it so you can only copy the effects of monsters on your field, and even then that would still be a bit questionable and degenerate. So I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I guess you could slap on that your opponent can't take damage the turn you activate this card's effect. Colossus, make it so that it requires you to use a level 5 or higher Thunder monster, so that way it would mostly only work with Thunder Dragons. Mostly, but I doubt Konami's actually going to do that. I mean, granted, this entire video is hypothetical, but still. And lastly, Broad Bull. Just slap on a you can't activate the effects of monsters except Beast Warriors, or activate the effects of monsters except Earth Beast Warriors, or just slap on can't activate the effects of monsters the turn you activate this effect except Zodiac monsters. Just like with Mirage Stallion, it should lock you into something with this card. At least that way it wouldn't be as abusable, and this card would actually be able to become off the ban list safely. Also, I think Dryden should also come back because Dryden is fine, at least at 1. At 3, I can see it become a problem. Anyways, that's it for this video. Tell me what cards you'd like to see again in errata and potentially come off the list. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Anyway, I'm Blue Gets again. Goodbye.